For this final page of topic 6, we now take everything we've learned about dimensional analysis, but we figure out that we can also apply it to what are called rates. So a rate is a ratio that compares two quantities. By a rate of change, we mean that a rate compares the change in one quantity to the change in another quantity. And so a little bit of what I want you to know is that everything you've got going on with dimensional analysis is going to completely apply with the exception of the first step. And in the first step, what we have to do is change. Instead of writing something like 35 miles per hour over 1, that's something I often see. What I want to see is that the per becomes like the fraction bar. So we write 35 miles per 1 hour. And now, for the first time, we have units in both the numerator and the denominator. So if we want to apply dimensional analysis to this, sometimes things are going to cancel with the numerator and sometimes they'll cancel with the denominator. So let's identify a path for each of our units. We want to go from miles to kilometers. And I actually do have a direct conversion. 1 mile is equal to 1.61 kilometers. I also am going to want to go from hours to seconds. And so I'm going to be able to go from hours to minutes to seconds. Because I know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, and I know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So these are really the 3 conversion factors that I'm going to need to use for dimensional analysis here. And what you have to pay really close attention to is what needs to go in the numerator and what needs to go in the denominator. So let's focus on the miles per hour first. I want miles to cancel, and I want kilometers to remain. So I need the miles to be in the denominator, so they'll cancel with the miles that are in the top, that numerator right there. So this is going to fill in as 1.61 kilometers per 1 mile. And now I can really think of it as miles are gone. So if I were to multiply this out and simplify here, I would have kilometers per hour. But I don't want kilometers per hour, I want kilometers per second. So I want kilometers to stay, but I want hours to be replaced with first minutes, and then minutes to replaced with seconds. So I need hours to cancel with hours, which means that since the original one is in the denominator here, I need the new one to be in the numerator for cancellation to occur. And what I want to be left with is minutes. So 1 hour goes along with 60 minutes. And now my hours completely cancel. So if I were to simplify from here, I would have kilometers per minute. So I need to do the next step to get from minutes to seconds. So I want minutes to cancel. And again, notice that I have this minutes down in the denominator, so I'm going to need minutes in the numerator in order for these to cancel. And I want seconds to remain. And 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. And now my minutes cancel, and I end up with 35 times 1.61, which is 56.35, and the only units left in the numerator are kilometers. And then I have 1 times 1 times 60 times 60, and the units that are left in the denominator are seconds. And so now I go to my calculator and I divide 56.35 by 3,600, and I get that this is approximately equal to 0.015 kilometers per second. Let's do 2 more examples to really get the sense of how this works. On the next example, we want to convert from kilograms per minute to grams per hour. So I can see I'm going to want to go from kilograms to grams. And you can do that by simply moving the decimal, or you can use the fact that 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. And we want to go from minutes to hours, so we need to use the fact that we know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So let's start by, again, being really careful how we write the first step. It should be 5,400 kilograms per 1 minute for our first step. And if we want to get rid of kilograms and be left with grams, kilograms has to be in the denominator, because that way these two units will cancel out. And so therefore grams has to be in the numerator. And so we have 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. And now my units cancel. If I were to simplify from here, I'd have grams per minute. To get grams per hour, I need to get minutes to cancel and be left with hours. So since minutes are in the denominator, I need the other minutes to be in the numerator in order to get them to cancel. So this will be minutes and this will be hours. And there are 60 minutes equal to 1 hour. And now my units cancel. And we end up with 5,400 times 1,000 times 60, which is 324 million. And the units are grams per hour. All right, and last but not least, we have 5,400 feet per pound to inches per ton. So we need to be able to go from feet to inches. So just remember, 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. And we need to be able to go from pounds to tons. And you can see on your chart that 2,000 pounds is equal to 1 ton. So that's everything we need. We always start out being very careful with rates to write it so that the units are split up over the fraction. And now we need feet to cancel with feet. So that means that this is going to have to be feet and this will have to be inches. There are 12 inches equal to 1 foot, and now my units cancel. For my next step, I need pounds to cancel with pounds. So therefore, pounds has to go in the numerator here, and ton has to go in the denominator. And there are 2,000 pounds in 1 ton. And so now the pounds cancel, and we end up with 5,400 times 12 times 2,000, which is equal to, let me just check this real quick, 1,296,000,000. And if we pop those commas in, we have 129,600,000 inches per ton. This last page is actually just the chart. So I'm going to show this, but I'm not going to go into great detail.